best avenue. Get your ass off the couch.
Yeah.
Go and do some in the game.
Yep.
There's nothing better than your mate saying to the boss,
G'day, welcome to FIFO FIFO and our first official episode. If you're unsure of what FIFO FIFO is all about, you can find our introduction episode which explains a little more. This week's episode we'll be meeting Louis, the scaffolder. I think you'll find him quite entertaining. Louis shares with us how he made the transition of working as a chef in the kitchen to working as a scaffolder in FIFO. He also shares some tips about how to get some experience and also how he copes with working away from home. So without further ado, I bring you Chef to Scaffy with Louis. Cheers. Louis, welcome to Fit for FIFO, mate.
"Hey mate, good to see you. Happy face, Cobbs."
Thanks for coming on. So just tell us a bit about your position and what you do in FIFO.
Guys, I'm a scaffolder here. Just doing a bit of scaffolding there with the team.
Yeah, sweet. And tell us a bit about your background, what you did before you were a scaffy and how you got into it.
I'm a chef by trade, and on returning from Japan there, I picked up a job and they needed a scaffolder as well as a TA. So I jumped into having a bit of a crack at the scaffolding, and the old boy paid for the ticket. So I said, "I'll stuff this. It's pretty good. Get able to do the scaffolding for him." And so things led to other places. So it's all about your mates getting you a job in the trade. So my mates ended up getting me a job with Young Brady. So very thankful to him. Yeah, and did you find it hard to transition from being a chef to a scaffolder? Obviously, that's a change. No, not at all, mate. It's you just got to get a start in the construction or building or going out and TAing or helping someone get your hands dirty away, because the kitchen's a pretty shit place to work. So at any other job you can get at, you'll excel. So if you get in construction or you can work in the helping people out, being a farmer, just get your hands dirty for a bit and you can move forward in that way. Good.
Right. Oh yeah, we talked the other day about this term working in the mines. Yeah. Do you want to just talk a little bit about I don't know, maybe the misconception about working in the mines, or what you do in FIFO?
This mythical place called the mines, it must be where everyone disappears to and comes back loaded. And a lot of people in the country, I feel that, this mythical place called the mines, so they don't know the difference between construction and going to a mining camp and what it all entails. We're not all out there slugging it out. We actually hardly ever go slugging, so we're barely working. But this mythical place, the mines, boys need to exactly say where they are. They need to say that they're in construction and they're fly in, fly out, which is this type of gig. And it is the majority of the FIFO work these days. It is. But there's some maintenance there too in those mines. And there's always refits and all these types of things like that. So they might be mining something, but it's all, if it's not construction, it's maintenance. So maintenance of a mining place. But definitely, I don't know how many people would be out there driving trucks and directly carting ore. So I think it's more of the maintenance and construction. And for someone who's doesn't know anything about scaffolding, what would be the best avenue for them to get into scaffolding? Best avenue, get your ass off the couch. Go and do some courses in Victoria. There's some great places in Victoria. Go down to Dandenong there, and they'll put you through the course. See if you like it. But probably the best bet, Cobbsy, is go down to your local scaff yard and say, here I am, ready to do some volunteer work. I want to see if I've got the go to. We'll see if I like this type of work. So I'm pretty sure every slave dealer would love to get some free guys to come on down and help them out, eh? Yeah, that's a great answer. So definitely. Bomb on down there. They'd love to see you. Bring your going gloves because they're all a bit tight out there. So, mate, be prepared and see if it's you. Because Working in the scaff crew is really good if there's a good bunch of guys.
Yeah.
And in the other side of that, if they're all shitheads, well, it's really a hard day.
Can be tough.
Yeah, but it's all teamwork, you know.
Yeah.
It's like footy with a job. You
Yeah.
get paid for this, and if the team's good, you can get the job done, and you can have a few beers. And,
Yeah, right. And it's quite a physically demanding
yeah,
job.
yeah, especially when you're volunteering. I think that's really give you a flogging. But yeah, here it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I need to go to the gym here. It's good. There's a lot of safety things you need to look after on these bigger jobs, but around town and that, just be careful. It could be dodgy. So just take your time and be safe.
Yeah, that's great.
And don't lift too much. Don't try and prove you're a big macho man. You know, a lot of them do. You know, I can carry all this stuff and stuff like this. So next thing you know, geez, my back's a bit stuffed. So take it easy and.
Yeah. So with what you know now from your time being in FIFO, if there was one thing that someone could have told you before you got into it, maybe to help you, what would that? Is there anything you could think of?
Something that helped me.
Yeah.
To adjust to the life.
Yeah. Yep.
It's hard for me because I went to boarding school.
Okay.
So if you've been to boarding school and if you're not mummy's boy and you don't have a really dependent wife, it's pretty easy to slug it in there.
Okay.
I was kind of prepared. I went to boarding school. I've lived away from my family for many a moon. So.
Okay. Yeah. And what about to get into the industry or into your position or what you do now?
Cultivate friends.
Okay.
In the game, there's nothing better than your mate saying to the boss, "Here's Lou. He works like a demon. Doesn't have to be too much truth in it, but just has to have the experience."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spot on. Apart from the common things like your toothbrush and clothing, what's the one thing you never leave home without when you come to camp?
When I come to this place?
Yep, or any camp for that matter, you've been to.
Right. Guys, when you do these work, you really need to take your hobbies. Now, I'm not too sure what your hobbies might be, but all my hobbies, music. So I cover the TV up, pull the plugs out, and I've got a little a mini 2.1 sound system with a big subwoofer to get my reggae dub music out there pounding. You need the tunes, you need some cranking speakers, you need copious amounts of memory space for all your tracks. Mate, if you're into guitars and you need music stands, bring your guitars, everything that you need that makes you happy. Without those things, all you sit around and do is fuck all and drink beers.
Yeah, right, spot on.
Yeah.
What's the best thing you find to cope with the solitude or being away from your friends and family?
The best thing? I don't, because I've lived away for a long time, I don't feel sad or anything like that. The phone's there, I can pick up and have a quick chat. You know, I can see the face on the computer. I don't let it get to me. I just distract myself with being selfish. Being selfish, Cobsy, and get that music out there and getting some cranking beers happening when you're partying with the boys. So that's all in a distraction, I reckon, to keep your mind off the game. And there's plenty of good guys out there to help you do that. So it's not all misery and pain.
Right, yeah. So I suppose technology is a good one you said because you can
with your computers and stuff like that. That's all right. There's a lot of dorks out there that love to play the computer games and that keeps them no end of, they're loving it. They've all got their Pokemons and stuff and all, old guys playing Pokemon. What's going on?
As I'm quite new to all this, I would appreciate any feedback, suggestions or questions for Louis or myself. You can add them to the comment box below and I'll do my best to respond. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. Next week, Louis shares with us the best way that he finds to find out about the next job and also talks a bit about some common traps that FIFO workers could fall into. Here's a quick preview.
So that's the first way to piss the boys off is, but the problem is, cops, they don't.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.